Hello YouTube. Today is June 4th, 2009, and today we're going to do another follow-up on the Acer Aspire 1 D150 model netbook. This is the model I've done in a previous review on here. However, on this one we have upgraded the RAM to 2 gigs. I figured this would be a good review to bring you up to par on what it can and can't do with a better upgrade in it. It cost about 60 bucks. I went to the local computer store here and bought the memory for the instant gratification. However, you can go on Amazon.com or Crucial.com and buy the memory. On Amazon, it's about 24 bucks, and I think Crucial's got it for about 26 bucks. It's a lot cheaper that way, but I needed instant gratification and able to have this review done before Friday. Really awesome improvement. Putting the 2 gigs of memory here was substantial on what this little thing will do. This is a standard netbook configuration, with your standard USB ports, mic, headphone ports. This, of course, your SD slot. I've done in a previous review. You can click on my videos there, and you can see if you want to see the first review. Today we're going to talk about the upgrade of the memory. This came installed with 1 gigabyte, and we have installed 2 gigs, which is the maximum allowed for this particular netbook. And as of what I can understand, that's the max for about all of them out on the market at this moment. Even Acer's newest 11-inch version that's come out this month, still 2 gigs memory would be the max on that unit. But with 2 gigs of memory, I was rather impressed. The video I'm recording this on is an HP premium laptop with a video card and all kinds of 500 gigs of hard drive. A really nice machine. And believe it or not, this netbook boots up almost 20 seconds faster than my standard laptop that's I paid $1,500 for, that I'm doing this video on right now. The boot up time is incredible. Internet speed, internet's internet. If you got fast speed, it's going to be quick. But with the new speed upgrade in it, I've really tried to test this to its wits, so how much it can actually do. Even shared graphic type games that are geared toward the older computers, which are kind of ideal marketplace for the netbooks, because these are supposed to be set back, taking you 4 or 5 years of technology ago. But still, I don't recommend playing any kind of gaming on here, unless it's, like off Yahoo Games or something of that nature. Anything with any kind of frame per second loads, I don't suggest at all on the netbook, even with a 2 gig memory. That's not something I'd recommend. But still, to test this out before I did this review here, I had OpenOffice open. I was playing some music on here, and iTunes plays just fine on here. But I'm on a netbook, I'm kind of don't use iTunes too much. On my regular laptop, I'm an iTunes person. But on this, I have discovered that using a VLC media player in conjunction with my music site that I use to download my music from, and just download them on here and kind of doing it separate and put what I really want on here. I've only got about 500 or 600 music files on this netbook at this time, which to be carrying it around on this is enough. And I've still got plenty of hard drive. It's not to say it's maxed out or anything about that. No means at all. But this has been able to hold all of my pictures just fine, and plays music great. The speakers on this netbook are a lot louder than the first netbook that Acer come with. I mean, still, like I mentioned in a previous review, you're not going to have a big neighborhood party with it. But you hook up regular PC speakers, this was most of you out there would have some of those. This thing will rock. With headphones in, this thing is an amazing little machine. And when I hook this up to my standard PC speakers, it's amazing. But in regards to the memory performance, I can have multiple applications open on here, multiple websites, be checking email. I mean, it does a lot at one time before it would lock up. So I was very impressed. The 1 gig wasn't too bad in it, but I noticed with the 1 gig, when I would be downloading music and have another application open that would tell me what the sites, what the songs was, I've noticed a little lag time there. However, now with the 2 gigs of memory in this thing, which I highly suggest for any of you getting a netbook, make sure, 1, that it's upgradable in the RAM area, very important, and 2, spend the extra $20, $30 when you're ordering. If you're ordering online, you're going to have to wait for it to come in anyway, so go ahead and order your memory while you're online for $20, $30 online. That way when it comes in, you do it all at one time. Um, nice machine. The battery life on this thing, here's how that went. If you put the screen settings down, all the way down, let's see here, let me pipe this down. Like you can probably actually see the screen where I've dimmed it down. If you cut this battery, the screen's brightness down to the lowest setting, which is in front of you, is very viewable. Especially it's kind of a low light in here right now. I have a lot of light, so it cuts the glare down drastically. And this is still very viewable from where I'm at. You probably can't see on the screen there. But very good. I can get about 7.5 hours with that screen all the way down. That's amazing. With the screen on full bright, I get about 5 hours and 45 minutes. And that's with the screen fully wide open and going, and obviously it being a netbook on the internet. I am extremely impressed. This is the only netbook that I have bought. Now, I have played around with 3 or 4 other ones before buying, but I can give a good, honest review. And the VGA plug on this, for those of you who have an extra monitor to hook up to, will be very impressed with that too. The only downside, not just this netbook, but all the netbooks, is their resolutions kind of peak out at 1024 by 600. So that posed a problem for me when I try to put my theme packages on here that I bought off the internet. They require a minimum 1024 by 768, which this is, or any other netbook, as far as I know, at this moment is not capable of that, except for the 11-inch that just come out. But if you're going to pay that much for a netbook, you can buy a regular laptop. The new netbook that just came out by Acer is about $500, and throw in another $100, you can go buy a sub $1,000 notebook, if that's the kind of money you're willing to spend. But for $400, this is what I pay for this, a little over $400. Don't know exact change. Doesn't matter. I would have paid $5 for this easily. Without even thinking about it. Just the fact that I can sit in the living room and get out of the home office, because when I use the big computer, I'm kind of strapped down to the desk on my laptop, because it does have to be plugged in all the time. And with this, I don't have to. I can charge it up at night, get up the next morning, and I am good to go. 6 hours a day is quite a bit of internet for me. Not to say that I don't utilize that. It's probably sad to say. But yes, with the 2 gigs of memory, you will have extreme performance gains on this. I can't stress enough, highly recommend it. The boot up time on this thing is amazing, especially with the 2 gigs of RAM thrown up in there. I mean, it beat my $1,500 machine on boot up and shutdown times on our test. Something else to consider too when you get a netbook or any computer, as far as this part goes, making sure your temporary files and folders are clean. Make sure that you keep a hold on that real quick. Every time you visit a website, you're eating up space and taking up resources. I have downloaded a program called C Cleaner. If you go to Google and type in C Cleaner, all one word, you'll download this application, install it, and go through it, and it'll clean your registry up, and it also gives you some options for removing programs, which obviously you can do it in your computer anyway, but it does put right there in front of you. And make sure you clean up your temp files. If you're surfing the net a lot, make sure you clean them temp files. But between doing the registry cleaning and tweaking the temp files and 2 gigs of RAM in this thing, this is amazing. It does everything it does 90% of the stuff that I would do on my big laptop on a 2-pound machine. Well, it's actually 2.8 pounds with the battery in it. So I cannot complain. I mean, and with the internet getting as big as it's gotten now, people, if you have a little knowledge of what to look for and how to search it on the internet, you will find about everything you want. Nowadays, you can download your printer drivers. You can do a lot. Even though these don't have optic drives, you are not that limited as you might think. As long as you're willing to compromise doing video editing and doing hardcore gaming, this is all 80% of Americans need, is this little machine right here. I have a link up here in the corner. If you click that, it'll take you to our website, and it'll take you to one of these. I sell other stuff too on the website, but you can go there and view more description about this, as far as specs, weights, more dimensions, stuff of that nature is in the link there in the corner. If you want to click it, you're welcome to. If you buy one, I appreciate it. If you don't, then that's cool too. But great machine. If you get a netbook, make sure it's upgradable and do the upgrade to get the best performance. And I will talk to y'all later, and y'all have a great day.